Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 16, a description of Jambudvipa, text 4. The great Rishi Shukadeva Goswami said, "My dear king, there is no limit to the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's material energy. This material world is a transformation of the material qualities, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Yet no one could possibly explain it perfectly, even in a lifetime as long as that of Brahma. No one in the material world is perfect, and an imperfect person could not describe this material universe accurately, even after continued speculation. O king, I shall nevertheless try to explain to you the principal regions such as Bhugoloka, Bhuloka, their names, forms, measurements, and various symptoms." So, first, Shukadeva Goswami is saying that this material world is consisting of these three modes which are mixed together in so many different ways, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, giving 8.4 million species of life and all this matter. And this expands unlimitedly. There is no limit to how much this material energy expands. That means there are all sorts of complicated things which you may find and you may marvel at. For example, when I started my career, a computer with 64K memory occupied one full room in our institute. And today, a computer with more than 5 GB memory and a CPU is there in my hand, and I'm dictating into this the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, this is indeed fantastic that something so big, which was invented just 40 years ago, with something much more powerful has been invented in a much smaller scale. So we may think, oh, these inventors are fantastic. All glories to the Americans, all glories to Intel, all glories to Bill Gates, all glories to all these people. We may not say that, but actually that is our attitude. Whatever the Americans, corporate people say, we think it must be fantastic. A devotee gets a job in an American company, he thinks, wow, I am therefore much better than anyone else. But this, whatever the scientists have done or the engineers have done used based on the scientists' research, is very puny, very, very puny compared to what the Supreme Personality of Godhead does all the time. So, why should we be so proud of working as a servant for a puny American company which is using the technology which is created by other American engineers who are using the sciences developed by other American scientists or foreign scientists in America and so on? Instead of that, why can't we be proud being the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna? Krishna can do unlimitedly much more than what these people have done. That means being a servant of Krishna is much greater, something much more to be proud of than being a servant of an American company. We read recently that in India there are more than 150 servants of companies, that is Shudras, who are earning more than 1 crore per year. How proud they must be of themselves. I am earning 1 crore per year, 2 crore per year, 10 crores per year, and so on. How proud they must be. Instead of being proud of these puny things, let us be proud of being the servant of Krishna. And what we can earn is unlimited. Because these people are just earning paper money. Well, what we are earning is happiness. Can you give an exchange rate between paper money and happiness? Further, it is not just material happiness. It is spiritual happiness, ecstasy, and it is a permanent visa to the spiritual world. Can we give a value to getting a permanent visa to the spiritual world, never being born again? No. Therefore, Once we get our priorities right, then all our efforts will be, how can I be such a servant of Krishna that he will be looking at me all the time? As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly, Krishna says. So if every day we surrender a little more to Krishna, every day we will get more rewards from Krishna. The next question comes, which we don't want to ask. Some young people may ask, but the others feel shy to ask that. I have material desires. What about material desires? I enjoy all these things. What about my enjoyment? Why don't you tell me? So let us boldly answer that Krishna has said that I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. So this is what he says for material things. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi. So by tivrena bhakti yogena, by very intense devotional service, whether we have desires, whether we don't have desires, whether we are desirous of renunciation, we must engage in devotional service. So this unspoken question, the answer is this, that Krishna will provide all our material desires. Then we may ask, but I am not getting this. I am seeing so many devotees who are not getting. The answer is this, that suppose a patient has gone to the doctor and another patient has also gone to the doctor. One patient is getting a diet which is very filling, and another patient is put on a starvation diet. So the person who's put on a starvation diet may tell the person who's got a very filling diet that, see, you're getting everything, I'm getting nothing. What is the use of coming to this doctor? You are only getting and I'm not getting. Well, this will not happen, because we all know that the doctor knows that the one who can take the diet, what is good for his health, he will get it. One for whom the diet is harmful, he will not get it. Therefore, if as a devotee we are not getting our material desires fulfilled to the extent we think others are, the reason is very simple, that we are getting the material desires fulfilled up to the extent which is good for our health. Beyond that, it is not good for our health. And someone else is getting because it is good for his health to have more. He is able to take it. So let us be very peaceful and happy. And instead of surrendering unto the Americans and their servants and becoming the servant of the servant of the servant of Americans, let us instead become the servant of the servant of the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who completely controls this unending material universe, unlike these foolish Americans. Corporate people, I'm not talking about American devotees, American corporate people who are so proud, or the rulers of America who are controlled by these corporate people. Instead of surrendering to them, we surrender to the Supreme Person, and He will take care of us completely. Let us do this boldly and happily, no matter what desires we have, and we will be successful and happy. Hare Krishna. Thus ends the lecture. Thus ends the lecture of Vijay Venugopal Das on 5th Canto, Chapter 16, Text 4.